Alrighty guys, welcome back. It is Thursday, it is fight night here at the lovely Firestorm Games. I of course am Jacko, I am joined by the cake, fish to my cake.
You can't keep coming up with these every week. They're
fish to
die.
My cake, fish. How are we doing?
We're doing good, man. We're off the back of the Euros weekend. We're bringing you more Opus 20. Are we on now? God,
we are indeed, and now we've hit the golden time because shout out to all our guys that were there at Euros. Everyone smashed it. We had a ton of players competing in Euros. Bunch qualified at the last chance qualifier. Unfortunately, no one made it, so everyone is now knocked out. So it's just Fun Deck Central down here. So hopefully we're going to bring you some almighty action.
Show me the jank.
Show me the jank. We're going to go straight over to gameplay because we've been faffing around in the background. Loads of delays, but our players are getting set and getting ready to go. And as usual, Fish is going to talk us through the lineup.
To be honest, I don't know what they're playing today. All I know is we got Preston on the left, Daleypop's on the right.
It's going to be a mystery.
Yeah, congratulations to Dan Preston, obviously, for making the cuts in Euros. Let's see if he can.
What a player!
Yeah.
What a player! Is that Dan's first top cut?
Yeah.
Oh well, first time he's
Yeah, no,
good
just
top cut. Yeah. Fair play, and what a better stage to do it than Euros, man.
And I feel like he'll want some sort of revenge against Dale here because he borrowed Dale's deck for his second deck for the for Euros. So,
did it absolutely flop?
Apparently, he won most of his games with his original deck. And,
such is the way. As we always say here, guys, we always say play what you're comfortable with. That is always the deck you're going to perform with in the big moments. So we're getting players set up. Thanks for the view. We've got tuning in already. Let's see if we can spread the love and spread the link round. Let's see if we can spread it. I'm going to start spreading it. I'm going to share it on all my various groups.
Bring your friends, bring your loved ones. Show them just the gruesome, brutal side of Final Fantasy. But time is now starting on the round. Round one. My guess, to be honest, Preston's probably playing his Ice Wind from Euros. And,
you reckon?
Yeah, and Dale's probably still playing his four colour, soiree wall pile.
Dale offering the. I thought Preston was going to leave him hanging then. Offers the fist, gets denied. Cool. So let's see how we go then. Didn't see if they'd done a roll. I didn't see who claimed it. We'll see now.
It's fine. Getting a mulligan from Dale straight off the bat. Preston looks like he's having a hard time deciding with that hand.
Have we got any hint of what they might be playing?
See if my guesses are correct.
I think you're probably spot on with Preston. I think I can see some green cards. We're doing the commentator's lean as we always do.
You tell me for bringing it up.
Looking at the screen and leaning.
We can see it. We can see it. It's kind of like Cat 10 Wind Ice YRB, as Preston calls it. So, YRB. I can't remember what the B stands for, but maybe it might be.
Is that because he's not playing Pain? Or
it might be like Unariku Brother or something like that. Okay. I don't know.
No, don't mean Unaleska, not Una.
I mean, that's not. Who knows?
That's a tasty full Unaleska you got there, Preston. I am in search of my final one.
But you ain't going to get it off him, that's for damn sure.
I know. Cool, so we've still got no idea what Dale may be playing. Locked and loaded with some good cards in the break zone. Yeah, he gets the Unalaska down, discarding that Riku. Already loaded a Chocobo and Lulu in break. Right, so I can see some Cat 6 for Dale, so probably cashing in on the fact that Dale has pulled two of the Full Art Celeste, and I can see a Full Art Setzer in there as well, so I think he's cashing in on those. Beautiful cards, plays the Setzer and passes.
And he is not playing his full colour wall pile. I was wrong on one, right on the other.
Maybe this is what his second deck would have been had he qualified on the weekend. So pretty standard opening with just the 2 CP backup. What an awesome looking card that is.
It's Ice Jacko's got a semi.
I'm full mast, mate. I haven't got a semi, I'm full mast. Look at that face. Woo wee.
Oh man, we just got an increase in viewerships talking
talking about Setzer setting me off. Cool, let's get back onto the action. Let's see what Dan can line up for us. So, just deciding what CP he wants to use, whether he wants to be using his wind or his ice CP here. Mapping out his turn. as wind players tend to do.
Yeah, and while we've got this bit of downtime, viewers, feel free to tell us where you're coming from and how hard you like Jacko.
Yeah, yeah. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We always like to hear from the viewers. Getting a bit of to and fro in the chat is always lovely. Right, come on, Danny boy, show me what you got. He's doing. Oh, get the popcorn. He's doing the usual wind thing of just taking his time.
I mean, you're our usual resident call people out for their kind of misplays and slow plays.
Oh,
get him.
That sounds harsh. I don't call people out.
No, he doesn't.
Interesting that he's thrown away the Stiltskin for the. He said straight away, calling him out for discarding a 3CP backup, having got to 3CP. But I guess he's got a nice line of play next turn with the Sid Haze. It'd be a bit overkill to try and play the Sid Haze now, because you would have to discard your whole hand to do it, and you wouldn't get that 3 casts. And even if you did, Dale's only got 1 thing, so we'll probably see a pass coming in after this.
That's it. You kind of want to let Dale go a bit wide with the 6 before you start punishing with the dollar freezes. So.
Oh no, he is going to come in with something,
and it is going to be it.
Oh, he's got 1 more card than I thought he did. So okay. He's Amaterasu did.
Great Amaterasu for that.
Lovely Amaterasu. So Dan getting perfectly placed to try and play a Chocolate afterwards, but that getting nipped in the bud by Dale the Amaterasu. I didn't see what he discarded. I think he discarded maybe a Celes, but I didn't see what he used for his fire CP. If you caught that in the chat, let us know. But see if he finds it out. So plays the Shadow and passes. So I still think you don't mind too much if you're Dan, because Dale had to discard 2 cards from hand to play the Amaterasu, so he's basically discarded 3, which actually is probably better value than just getting the Dull Freeze on the Setzer.
That's it, and yes, okay, you lost the ability to play that backup, but you've still got it in hand, and you've lost a forward compared to the amount of cards that obviously Dale has lost from hand.
Yeah.
But
Dan's going to be set up quite nicely here, going for the Azana into the Chocolate. Oh, hitting a Ceremobius. Lovely. I love that he's playing that card. I wonder if we see him grab the Moogle backup, maybe, just because I think it would be quite nice colour fixing. I don't know how much access he does have. Okay, so he's going to go for that Ceremobius. Thinking about maybe even grabbing the Locke.
I mean,
all the full art legends to choose from. Goes with the Ceremobius. The earlier you can see this card, the better. Are we going to see Chocolate come down as well? Probably not. Yeah.
I think next turn, if you can get that Ceremobius out and start punishing these 6 triggers, it's going to be great.
Ooh, okay, nice. Dale's got hit into that Locke with the Celeste that gives haste in hand as well. So I wonder if we see Locke come down, flip the top 4, grab a Cat 6 character. And then it doesn't matter so much if he whiffs on the ice, because he's got double Celeste in hand, so he probably grabs the Interceptor here, which is what he's going to do, which gives him a really nice turn next turn that he can just play that Interceptor on curve. And we probably see him discard the old Opus 16 Celeste for the new Opus 20 Celeste. Go into the maze. We're probably going to get a party attack coming in here, going to get a Dull Freeze and 2 points of damage. Celeste is going to dull on entry first. Party's going to come in. I imagine we Dull Freeze his ice backup.
Yeah, you've got to, right? Because you
not only that, it's the only one that does anything as well.
Lock him out of that CP as well. It's going to be deadly.
So picking it now. So Locke damage will trigger. Gets an EX burst. That'll help. Dan is now stopped for a second, thinking he's got targets. We know he's definitely got targets because he's got that Moogle, the class 10th Moogle that we saw him send from his deck with his Chocobo summon last turn. And there it is, as if by magic.
It still bewilders me to this day to see like Icewind playing more than one ice backup.
Yeah. And this one's like the optimum one, right? Because it's an ice backup and it's a wind backup technically. And then the damage from the actual party is going to come in and hit a buddy. We don't mind losing that. I wonder if we just see Preston go to 5 backups here. I wonder if he just plays a Chocolate. I wonder if he's got an ice card to play the class 10th Moogle. Is it class 10th? Or it might be class 9th actually. Either way.
Or does he just drop it for the Ceremobius?
Yeah, I mean, the earlier the Ceremobius comes out, the problem is he can't really play Ceremobius now, because if he does, it's going to get Dull Frozen by the Locke Celeste, and he's never going to get it off. And talking from a man who has never got it off before, you hate to see it.
Hey, I told you, gotta stop with the ice love, like, stop it.
I can't. In the immortal words of JFB, can't stop, won't stop. Right, okay, so we've got 3 CP coming down here. It's a Rosa. Can we get to 3 casts easily here? He's discarded the chocolate latte. Interesting. I wonder if we've got maybe an Azura or something that might be able to come down. That would be nice. I wonder. We know he's got the Ceremobius, and we know he's got the. See, I think that Rosa felt a bit unnecessary.
Okay, so he's gonna get the 3rd cast with the haste on the Sedan.
Nice. And he's
great. You got an interceptor. Good for you.
Well, you say that, it will give his HCP Locke haste. For all that's worth.
I mean, yeah, that HCP Locke that went to the bottom of the deck.
But it means Preston can get to 5 backups. Actually, that's a better target, I think. So
cannot see with the glare on that.
Okay,
that's a
so
Sabin.
it was first one was an interceptor. We don't mind losing that because we've got one in hand and the other one's just been nicked. So that's not the end of the world. Sabin is not ideal. It would have been nice to have that as S fodder should he draw the other Sabin. But we will see. He's going to play that number 3. Number 24. Coming down, it's going to get a counter on as it enters, and at the start of each of his main phases. Main phase 1.
Wondering if he's actually got anything to represent those counters.
We'll see now. I'll keep a mental log. It's at 1 now. So just having a think. I wonder what he's picking out. I think he's realising that the Rosa. He can make the Rosa not be targeted.
Yes, Dale, that's one of your own cards.
Yep. He's probably going to have to dull freeze that, otherwise his party's... I mean, either way, something potentially dies in the party. It depends on how much he thinks Dan values this Rosa. Whether he'd be happy to sack it to kill off one of this Locke or Celes.
I think Dan would be quite happy to go to 3 damage and not worry about it.
Yeah, I think it's actually sensible here passing from Dale. It's just too risky. You're behind on backups, you're behind on board, and if you party attack in, you'll lose one of Celes or Locke.
You got to think here, right? Just for Dan to go party attacking with the Zana and the Zidane, kind of force the block and take away a forward from Dale.
Definitely, I definitely think that's the right play for him to be doing now.
It's going to be Sura first.
I wonder. Okay, he's getting the Riku. So this one where he can either reactivate 2 things. Okay, 3rd cast. Sid Hayes, nice. 2nd cast, Riku. Dull the Locke. Rosa will reactivate. That's gonna activate all his backups. He's put a counter on number 24. I'm just gonna upgrade that to a number 2. So
cool.
It should be
Skates are on. Right, so we got the dull freezes as well off of the Sid Hayes as he enters combat. But obviously, need to upgrade that. Yeah, well done, Jacko. Yeah, lets them know. So, pretty much if you're Preston, just swing away with it. You know next turn is going to dull every time. Let's just get it going.
Right, hits the Empire Sid. So let's nick something now. What are we going to be sealing? Oh, another. Oh, that's actually such a tasty hit. That is such a tasty hit. Because
that gets the Locke, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Preston.
Have we got any cards in hand?
Well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need
no, but if Dan's got 1 card in hand, he can discard that card to play Gestalt Empire Sid, and then play the Locke that he searches.
Okay, so gonna take the block. Yeah, makes sense. Make Rosa not targetable by abilities, right?
So I assume Dan has got no card in hand here. If he has got 1 card in hand, if he taps it, discards the card to play Shining Passage, and then play the Locke, that would win the game then there, because you Dale freeze the last 2 characters, make Dale discard, and that is probably handshake inbound. So I don't know if he has got any cards. I think he went empty-handed.
Yeah. Funny thing being as well is, like, I think it would get him on the 5th cast for Rosa as well, so he could go even further ahead.
That would be insane, but I do believe he went empty-handed to do it. Yep, Dan. You can play that. That will search you your log.
The making the Rosa or using the Rosa ability there just came back to bite him a little bit.
Okay. I missed that way. What? The design died to the Tarot EX.
Yeah. The thing is, though, right? If you're Preston here, you haven't got to worry, right? Like you're so far ahead.
Yeah, like it looks like Dale's got the Celeste, but to be honest, he kind of needs the Cymru so that he can deal with the Sid Hayes. Because there's probably a world in which, with the Rosa on board, there's probably a world in which Dan can use Dale's Banana Sid to search his Locke, and then depending on what he draws, he may be able to quite easily get 3 casts with the Rosa, then cast the Locke, which would be devastating if you're Dale. So yeah, the start of Dan's next turn, that number 24 is going to go up to 3 counters, but it's only really relevant at the end of Preston's turn, and we may well see the game end before then, but let's see what Dale can do.
I think he's going with the Umaru to potentially get a kill. God, I think that's what's up his alley here.
Has he got an Umaru in break zone? Because he can, if he does, he can.
I think that's the first one we've seen.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it is. I think he discarded at the start of the game. I think he discarded one at the start of the game, so I think he can discard Celeste for Celeste and then discard the last 2 6 cards to play Maru from break zone. Because it doesn't matter leaving it upright, because the Maru goes into break zone before the attack phase, because it has to kill the Sid Hayes then.
Yeah.
That's assuming that Dan can get to 3 casts, which he probably can do with the Rosa and the Gishina Empire Sid available to him.
Hey, if I've ever seen a hand of nothing in a green deck and then go, yeah, okay, I've played all of the things and got a hand again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you tuned in and watched the Euros over the weekend in the final between Alex and JFB. The pair of them, there was 4 Luso turns in a row. Like back to back to back to back. Like each other Luso in the other. And JFB doing it off 2 cards in hand at one stage to get the dub. It was insane to watch. If you haven't already watched that, get on YouTube and tune in for it, because it was awesome to behold. And while we're at it, shout out to the pair of them for getting the World's invites. Great to see 2 UK guys getting those invites. No surprise to see those two of the best players on our hands. So massive congrats to those guys.
Yeah, it was like watching a world title fight all at once, when they're just throwing bombs left and right.
Absolutely. And it was interesting what Josh wrote in his breakdown on his Google Docs. He described it, Alex being like the final boss fight. 'Cause he played him about 4 times over the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
Last round of Swiss, and then in the top bracket final, and then again in the final. So yeah.
So going with you, Maru, as we surmised.
So I don't think Dale's realised. Yeah. Maybe he's just hoping that Dan can't get to 3 casts, and that he could do a 2-for-1 with the Umaru, but
I don't see there being a world where that's not possible. Like, even with only drawing 2 cards, nothing in hand, you play the Empire Sage.
See, he's cracking it now, and he's left with 1 card in hand. So if he was going to crack it straight away, I don't understand why he didn't play the Celeste and then discard his last 2 cards, because.
Yeah, would have left him with the additional blocker at the very least. But now he's staring down lethal, and his own Banana Sid probably going to be the thing that is the death nail.
Well, it looks like we've got 1 ice card, 1 wind card, I think, in Dan's hand.
This was just going
number 20.
Combat.
Yeah, so obviously he hasn't got.
Just not going to risk it.
Nice hit. That's Sabin Rubin, lovely for. Yeah, he's going to make him. And this is the thing, like, you were probably going to discard that last card, which is why I thought Dale probably should have gone for the play where he played the. Because he could have discarded the Umaru from hand to play the 2CB Celeste, and then discard the last 2 6 cards in his hand to play the Umaru onto the board. Even if he didn't have an Umaru in break zone, he could have got there easily.
Exactly. And I think Dan has kind of rushed this turn as well. I think he could have won this had he had just, even if he couldn't get to 3 casts, play the Empire Sage and play the Locke. You know, he might be CP short, I guess, but.
Shout out to PF6420 in chat. We're trying to work out. Is that you, Paul Fallon? If your name is Paul Fallon, tell us. We only get the Twitch usernames, so
let us know who you are, where you're from.
I think that might be Fallon.
Social security numbers, mother's maiden names.
Sick cards in Dale's hand. He's got the demon and he's got the sector.
Is the demon
this is it.
Gonna be enough though?
No, it doesn't. No,
Yeah.
This is game.
Boom.
Bang. There it is. GG's. Yeah, very lovely. Nice from Preston. Yeah, I thought it was Fallon. Mate, great to have you with us in the chat. Sad reacts that you're not here in person, but thanks for tuning in. You can be, it's almost as if you're live though. You're chatting to us live in the chat, and we love to have people like that. So it's almost like you're here.
Yeah, and you get the great honour of being the first person to actually put a comment
I can see the fantastic beard from here.
Well, so
Dan takes the win.
Yeah, very convincing.
Big debrief here from Dale and Dan as they're trying to work out what's going on. We're going to go to be right back, and let's see if we can grab Dan and see if he wants to come have a chat with us and talk us through that game.
If I could find the button, that is Jacko. There we go.
Alrighty, and we are back with my boy Dan Preston, fresh off not only his round 1 win, but is fresh off his appearance at Euros. What a game!
Yeah, man. Funny enough, I was just saying to Dale after it. On Sunday in the doubles on the side event, we came up against each other and played that exact mirror match, and he absolutely ruined me in it. And it's a horrible matchup for me because he gets the dull and freezes a lot quicker than I do.
Sure.
So it was trying to remember from Sunday of just basically how to play around it, to be honest. Yeah. The scary things, like I seen him hesitating over that Amaru as well, and I wanted to tell him, like, mate, no, you just wait to see if I can make it to those 3 casts, and then sack it if I can beforehand. But also in the same way, I was like, nah, after Sunday, I want this win.
This is revenge time. This is my villain arc.
Straight up.
Yeah, and I think we had a bit of a debrief with Dale then about the Amaru, and he could have played this at the same time. But from your side of things, really clean. That's a Dan, man. It's just fucking busted.
Oh yeah, it's mad value.
We'll bleed that out.
It literally saved me a game in LCQ. In the last game, it was me and my opponent were both 3-1, so it was a case of whoever wins this match has a chance of qualifying for Euros.
Sure.
2 points of damage. First 2 points of damage was his Warrior of Light. Zidane came down, bang, hit his 3rd Warrior of Light, and it was like, I got breathing space. I could breathe. And then I hit his free Aerith as well. I was like, oh mate, like Zidane really done it for me. We didn't see it in that as well with the attacking Gamcha
Okay,
the 3-cost thing to deal with Rydias and stuff. And then I was like, actually this can deal with the Demon, Leviathan, Ash.
Some real problematic cards. Because we were talking about as well, and Dale showed us the cards a bit, that he drew the Demon but didn't have the CP to pay for it, but that's a real big card for him in that matchup. Not only just being able to wipe all your win stuff, but also being able to remove your break zone, because Icewind has always got a lot of like break zone recursion and the Lulus and things like that. So really cool. You didn't get a chance to, but the thing with Zidane is just, there's always, now that I think Soiree has started to like fall by the wayside a bit, there's always good targets, and even then you didn't get a chance to, but hitting that Empire Sid that you could have searched your, like, you could have big party piece of your deck.
I didn't even think of that. Like when you said it, and I was just like, oh yeah, what an idiot. Like I literally sat there with a turn with like Nash and Ice Ninth Moogle, and was like, oh, Unileska discard for a card, and it's like I could have just hard casted Locke and had it there, but
I think it would have been overkill at that point though.
Yeah.
Like, you were so far ahead, but
and also I think it was reasonable to leave it and try and get, because you had Rose on board, try and get like a big cast turn. Because actually if you'd searched it and then passed, you've started your cast count and then stopped it in its tracks, and you want to be building your cast count to get the Locke right down to only costing 2 CP, especially with the Roses staying on board. And being the smart player, giving it protection before you swing. Knowing he's going to hit the terror.
You say this.
Pro play.
You thought I would have learnt my lesson, but round 1 LCQ it happened. I forgot to protect my Rosa, and I was like, oh mate, I've learnt my lesson. Round 2 of LCQ, I've done it again. What am I doing?
When it counted today, you remembered.
Yeah. Like literally, it's got to a point now where he was like, no, I'm still waiting for the Zidane damage to happen, and I'm like, nah, protect Rosa.
Protect the Rosa value.
Yeah. I was like, I messed up before the attack trigger. We're doing it now before damage. But yeah, no, it's little things like that which I've come to learn. Like I've only picked up the deck 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But it's something that I've studied hard, like most days, to try and get ready for the weekend. Just gone.
Obviously paid off because you had your time on the sun on the side.
Oh yeah,
Awesome. Cool. Well, maybe we'll see you again for the final later.
Hopefully, that's the
Stay
dream.
tuned to find out, guys. We're going to be right back with you with round 2 shortly.
See you in a bit.